It works better if you actually add yourself to the stage. Welcome back to the Bourbon Note. We're live. We've got some bourbon and some rye tonight. Let's get into it. Okay, folks, we're back live. It's been a couple of weeks here. Right off the bat, I am having some internet weakness issues, so hopefully that doesn't plague the live stream, but we'll see if we can get a full live stream out of this. So, Tora Podal in the house, living. All right, living on Bitcoin. I love it. Dave Renstrom, cheers, Dave, new Patreon subscriber, got you in the drawing tonight for the Patreon. Chris Jenkins is in the house, former winner of the sample pack already, so that's awesome. Good to see you guys. Thanks for joining me. I put the link up to this kind of late today. I completely forgot to set up the live stream. Not that I ever really put these up too far in advance anyway, but I usually try to get them out before like midday. So I appreciate those of you that actually saw I was going live tonight and hopped on. And yes, fellow Minnesotans, Skol Vikings. That was a hell of a game. Nerve-wracking at first, but you know, I got to tell you, the kid showed his ability to handle pressure. I think that's a good sign. So yeah. Anyway, so one of the things I'm going to get into tonight, I'll be perfectly honest with you guys, I'm going to need your help tonight in the comments because I don't have a damn thing to talk about. I didn't really have a topic. I was ill prepared for this live stream, but you know, I want to do the sample giveaways. So until you guys come up with something to talk about, I'm going to do a little comparison. Non-bike riding Dave Vogelsang sent me some samples a while ago, and in there was some Michter's Barrel Strength Rye. And I have this bottle here, and it's funny because when he sent me the samples, I actually own this bottle but never realized it was a single barrel until Dave sent me these that had barrel numbers on them, because they don't really make it. It just says limited release on the front. It doesn't say single. It says barrel number on this little tag here, but who the hell's paying attention to that? And so on the back, it says single barrel. So I'm going to do a comparison between these two. I've never done that before. And I thought I had the other couple of them, but I must have killed those sample bottles some night. I have been making it a point to try to drink down some of my sample bottles because they were starting to take up some space on the bar, which is a good problem to have. But, you know, at some point you got to let them go. I get into this mode where I have, somebody will send a sample in and, usually it's something I can't get around here. Or, maybe it's even something allocated that I can't get anywhere. And then so I'll drink a little bit of it, but then I always save some of it because I feel like I'm going to need that for a future episode. And most of the time I don't until I finish the sample, and then like a whiskey comes out the next week that's similar to that, and it's like, damn, that would have been good to do in a blind. So Peter White is here. Jim Domeyer is here. Choco Taco, a real taco? I mean, I would say it probably is. It's a form of taco. Is dessert pizza? I guess I don't know. Sugar Kitty in the house. Oh, I tried to cut the music off there as best I could, Sugar Kitty. All right, you know what? I realized I forgot to turn a light on here, and it's making a weird shadow. So I'll be right back. I'm going to just go flip a studio light on real quick. Bear with me. Talk amongst yourselves. All right, hopefully that... Oh, Jesus, that's bright. Hopefully that doesn't light up my stupid face too much. Please hold. Utmost professionalism here at the Bourbon Note. Oh, great. Now that light's not working. I'm supposed to be able to dim this light, with the app. And now it's on full whack here. So let me go full screen here, see how bad this is. I don't know. It just makes me look a little pastier and more gingery than I already do, which is probably the last thing I need, but I don't know. Let me know. Should I keep that light on or should I turn it off? Let's see. How is someone in Minnesota so not handsome? Well, I don't know. I mean, do Minnesotans, are we supposed to be known for handsomeness and I'm just letting down the whole thing here? Oh, dang, he's back. Never mind. That was a good one. More ginger. Is that possible? I don't know. Do I need to kill this light? For some reason, this thing's not connecting, and I was going to just dim it down to a more tolerable level here. But anyway, let me get into, let's get a little, just like a starter pour going here. I'm going to drink a whiskey I don't particularly like. I've had this bottle of Johnny Drum on my bar forever. There's nothing stupid about your face, RHS. Thank you, Marie Ann. I appreciate it. Marie Ann in the house from Bourbon School. Maybe you guys in the comments. Oh, there's Brian as well. Start harassing. Non-bike riding Dave Vogelsang is in the house. Dave, I'm drinking one of the samples of the Michter's Barrel Strength rye that you sent because I'm going to compare it to the bottle that I have. And I'm sorry I'm not wearing the non-bike riding Dave Vogelsang t-shirt. I actually wore it out and about this weekend, and so now it's in the laundry. Anyway, if you guys want to start harassing Brian and Marie Ann to join the live stream, I did send them the link. So you guys could start, nudging them to come on here and join me before this goes completely off the rails. Okay, so anyway, I put this away. Let me know what you guys think of this. Johnny Drum. It's a not a Michter's. It's a Willet product, and I'm just generally not a fan of Willet products at all. It's just they've never been my jam. I just get kind of like that musty, funky, like kind of what I associate with a pot still sort of note. So, a Minnesota three-way, aka car accident. Yes, Sugar Kitty, it is Willet juice. Do you not like Willet either? I mean, I've had this bottle for a while. Rails, what are rails? Live streams are meant to go off the rails. Well, if you believe that, folks, what you're going to want to do for sure is tune in to the Whiskey 6 tomorrow night at the Whiskey 6. Search that in YouTube. We'll be going live tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Are we doing 8 o'clock Central or 7:30 Central? Remember we talked about going earlier, but I think we kept it at 8 for this one. I should probably know these things. But that will definitely go. If you wanted rails, you're in the wrong place, for sure. I'm getting a little Big Red Gum cinnamon on this. I got to tell you, this light is really bothering me. I think I was better off without it. And I don't know why the damn thing is not connecting to the app here. You know? Let me see here. Do I even have the right one? Yeah, I think I've got the right one. Yeah, it's the right one. Damn thing's not working. Okay, 8 o'clock Central tomorrow. We're going to be talking about 9/11, and so that's going to definitely go off the rails. Have you met Sean? It's going to be a good one. So, yeah, check that out tomorrow. Anyway, let's get into this palate prepping Johnny Drum Willet product. Cheers, everybody. All right, well, I officially believe in the neck pour. That's not as egregious as I remember it being. Turns out you have to let Johnny Drum sit for 3 years on your shelf before it opens up. Dave Vogel saying, Marie Ann Fabiano, cheers, palate twin. Are they palate twins? That's awesome. Yeah, that's not as horribly egregious as I remember it being. I definitely still don't like it. I was kind of kidding about the neck pour thing. Yeah, it's a little more that Big Red Gum cinnamon this time. But I don't know. There's just like... is that associated with pot still? Let me know what you guys think about that. Because whenever like I get that super... Like most of the time on pot still whiskeys, I get that super musty... kind of like that wet basement, moist... sort of smell, taste. Minnesota's going to make it another year. I can feel it. I would certainly hope so. I hope Minnesota's still here a year from now. That would be Egregiously bad if it wasn't. Okay, let's get into the real deal here. That just didn't have a ton of flavor at all, I think, is what... first pour of the night. Maybe I just wasn't ready for whiskey. Moist basement, have you considered Rid-X? Isn't that something you put, like, in the pipes or something, Sugar Kitty? Moist basements are definitely a thing in Minnesota. Okay, hold on. Let me check my text. Oh! Well, look at you two out getting ice cream. That's why they're not joining. They're on the road. They're listening in the car. So let me take this off of here just for now. Okay. Anyway, so what I was saying is, yeah, like the moist, wet basement, funky sort of. I don't know. I just seem to associate that with pot still whiskeys. It's kind of been my my experience with them. I don't know if there's any science behind that or if it's just me. So yeah, let me know if you guys kind of get the same thing. What's up, Hangin' AZ? Bam! I do have a dehumidifier going in the background for my moist basement. My entire basement is completely subterranean, and there's only one window in the entire basement, and that's in a bedroom. So it definitely gets humid down here. That's why you guys, a lot of people ask why even in the summertime I'm always wearing sweatshirts, because in a fully subterranean basement, it stays nice and cold down here, which is a good thing. Okay. So let's go. I didn't even check the barrel number. Watch the same one. Nope. Okay. 110.4. 110.4. Is 110.4 a standard for these? Fire hazard. Well, it's an egress window. So there is an egress window in the basement. That is climbable. Otherwise, we would not have put the bedroom there. What is non-bike riding Dave Vogel saying? Roland, oh, retired. Dave, did you officially retire? I think I remember you saying something about that at some point, not that long ago. I'll have to go pull the Pure Kentucky, which is Willett, see if I get the musty basement late. I remember particularly actually getting cinnamon on the Pure Kentucky. Now, it's been about 4 years since I've had that. But I remember getting the cinnamon on that, too. I think Pure Kentucky and Johnny Drum are probably pretty similar. I think Pure Kentucky is 107 proof. Rid-X is to keep your septum from backing up. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, you're retired in June. Okay, well, congratulations, Dave. I don't know if I said that to you before, but I thought we had this conversation somewhere, either through the chat or maybe you had mentioned that night that we were on the tasting with the bakers and we had like the little after hangout. Maybe you had mentioned it or something. But anyway, well, cheers, Dave. Congratulations. I hope you're enjoying your retirement and blowing all that Social Security on bourbon hunting. Might need to take up bike riding. Not kidding, the first words I heard just as I signed on, and I quote, my moist basement. Well, you've been in my basement, Ryan Frank. It's, it gets humid down here. Milk that retirement for decades to come. Hell yeah. That's what you want. That's what we all want. And we all certainly want that for Dave, so. On the nose, this is kind of interesting. Jesus, it's only been 15 minutes. This is going to be a long live stream. This is going to be a long one. Where's my button?
That's what she said.
That's also a controversy. Let's see who that is. Is this one of the other folks from the Whiskey 6 chat? Okay. So anyway, on the palate, I remember I really liked the Michter's barrel strength, but I wasn't super wowed with it to the point that I maybe would buy it again, but I don't know. haven't gone back to it in a while, but right now I'm really getting all the things I love in a good higher proof rye. You get the really nice sweetness. There's actually a very rich brown sugar note on this, but you almost get like that good rye muffin sort of note. Kind of comes across as like a buttery rye muffin with some really, really nice sweetness. Oh yeah, I'm here for that right now. This other one has a little more of the like a standard rye spice note to it. And the one on my right here from the bottle is actually coming across a bit more oaky and brown sugary. So let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. This one was better on the nose than it is on the palate. Rye muffin, not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
That's what she said.
Maybe that's what she said. I don't know. I remember, I think, if I remember from the review, I liked this, but I wasn't super wowed by it. On the palate, let me get one more sip here. This has a really nice... I've never described a whiskey this way before, but it has a really nice buzz in your mouth. That sounds disgusting, but like, it's not really a bite. It's not really a burn. It almost just feels like a buzzing when it's got a nice texture to it. But I feel like there's just something missing. There's a sharpness to it in a good way where the flavors are, kind of have a nice edge to them. And it has that kind of buzz to it where it's at least creating some sort of a mouth feel, but not in like a viscosity way. But I feel like the flavors are trying to come through, like they're hitting a wall a little bit. William, I completely agree with everything you said in your things I'm sick of in bourbon. Well, thank you, William. That cough said it all. All right, so do I raw dog these or do I get water in between them since they're both? I'm just gonna raw dog them. A little more standard rye spice on the nose on this one. Those actually are quite different, interestingly enough. I like the sample non-bike riding Dave Vogelsang scent a little bit more. They're both good. It's just, you ever have that where you drink a bourbon and it's not that it's coming across as watered down, because it isn't. It's a cask strength, barrel strength vinegar. But it feels like the flavors just hit a wall and then they're just stopped by something. But it still has like the mouthfeel and a little bit of an ethanol to it. Yeah, that's good. This has a little bit more of a rounded out rye whiskey flavor. Raw dog, just so wrong, says the cat in the room. Sugar Kitty. Sugar Kitty, I swear to God, these live streams would just never be the same without you in the chat. Somebody had said that they quite like the standard Michter's bourbon, which I have had, and I actually like that quite well too. Michter's American is one that I've always been meaning to try. And I just have not gotten around to it. And the thing that kind of gets me about it is it's 86 proof. But then I have to remind myself that Michter's has a particularly low barrel entry proof of 103, I believe. And so you can get away with a little bit lower of a proof when you're proofing down your distillate before entering the barrel. And so I need to... Hanging AZ said that. Okay. And so I need to just kind of get over that 86 proof thing, I think. And if Sugar Kitty is saying it, then I'll probably pick up a bottle at some point. And you're welcome. I'll be here all night. Try the fish. And please remember to tip your waitresses generously. And by waitress, he means me. American is even lower than that. Lower than 86? Oh, let me know what the proof is. I'm guessing Sugar Kitty can come slamming home with that. Well, Peter White probably does too. If you might have some on hand if you know the proof, or if you know that it's lower than 86. But yeah, it's I don't know. I suppose if I could find an 86 proof whiskey that I really, really liked, That would be a total win. I actually really like Evan Williams single barrel. 83-ish, okay. I really like Evan Williams single barrel. It's just that the price on it now is just, it bothers me because I remember buying bottles of that for $17 and now it's like $35. But, they are, 8-year age stated, so there's that. All right, I'm going to go back to this other one here. Sugar Kitty in the Yuck Yuck room is this thing on. Take my wife, please. 83.4 proof, not to be accurate or anything. Sour Mash is 86. Okay, so Michter's has kind of a line of standard bourbons. They've got the regular bourbon, they've got the Sour Mash. I think they have one more, and then they have the American. Are there 4 of their kind of like medium tier, like $35, $40 bottles, if I remember that correctly? And I think I've liked all the ones that I had, so maybe I'll make Michter's American one of my next purchases here. We'll see. I'm going to be traveling pretty soon internationally, so I'm kind of setting some bourbon budget aside in case I find anything wild. The US one. Okay, so Sugar Kitty, the US one is not the standard bourbon. Michter's 10 or bust. Dave Renstrom says US one too. So I was picturing the US one as like the standard bourbon. So there's a regular bourbon, a Sour Mash. Does that maybe say then that the other ones are Sweet Mash? I don't know. And then a US one, and then the American whiskey. Okay. This is just a crash course in Michter's tonight. I love it. Michter's is not a brand that I've explored a whole lot, and the only reason that I've had a chance to have any other of their top-tier products other than this one is because of non-bike riding Dave Vogelsang. Literally. That's the only time I've ever had the 10-year rye, the toasted barrel. I think toasted barrel strength. And I've liked them all. My only beef with Michter's is that they just get very expensive very quickly. I have been fooled by American whiskey before. I want to love it. America. Well, here's the thing, Hangin' AZ. The reason that Michter's American is called Michter's American and not bourbon is because it's aged in new casks, from what I understand. So it's a bourbon mash bill, but it's not aged in a charred, a new charred barrel. Excuse me, it's aged in used casks, is what I meant, I think. Let's see, Michter's American is because, yeah, used oak. Okay, not other reasons. Okay, right. So I did have that one right. I do remember that from back in the day. I messed up and said it was aged in new casks, but no, it's used, presumably bourbon casks. So depending on what the corn content is in it, that could be considered a corn whiskey if it's above 81%. So, did you see Myron in here somewhere? Where's Myron? Somebody said cheers, Myron. Oh, there's Myron. I totally missed that. What up, Ben? Just swinging through for a second. Trying to get some editing done. I have the 24 and 25 barrel strength rye. I have an Old Forester 86. That will knock your socks off. Old Forester, as far as 86 proof bourbons go, Old Forester 86 is a good one. I will tell you that. Is that, Myron, is that big home wrecker you were drinking that one night on the Whiskey 6 where it's got the old label on it? Because I remember you being particularly impressed with that one. I think it was a big home wrecker, wasn't it? A big 175? Hey, go subscribe to these channels, by the way. Chris Jenkins, Bourbon School, Bourbon Drop, any other channels that are in here. By the way, if you're watching this and you haven't commented, because I don't know if there's any other channels in the chat, but if you have a channel, please feel free to drop the name of your channel in the chat, and one of the mods can throw a link up. I always am all for people promoting their channels in the chat here. This, after going back to this bottle of this is getting a little bit better now. Burr Ryes are a kind of American whiskey, yep, and so are ones with blends like putting in light whiskey, things like NASA Family Reserve, Old Carter American Blend, and light whiskey. Yeah, for sure. NASA Family Reserve is good. They actually have a new one out now that I think is, like, their original NASA Family Reserve was a blend of, I think they took unaged rye distillate and unaged bourbon distillate and then blended it and aged it together, if I remember correctly. Something weird like that. And then blended that with light whiskey. So it was very interesting American whiskey, but now the one that they have out, I think it's just a bourbon or a Burrye or something. It's not the same as the original one. JP Lawns and More. It's how we say cheers at JP's bar. How do you say cheers at JP's bar? Did I miss something there? Oh, charts. There we go. Where is JP? Oh, is that your bar? Since it's JP's Lawns and More, is that your home bar? Or maybe you own a bar. Charts. I like that. I don't know what it means. Can you explain like how that came about? Okay. After a couple of sips of this thing, this is really starting to... I think that was just coming from the Johnny Drum to this, maybe was influencing it a little bit. But that has definitely gotten much better. Yes, it's the virtual bar on Saturday night. Okay, so you have a channel, JP Lawns and More? If so, let me know what it is. Let the chat know what it is. We'll get a link dropped and we'll get some subs over there. Provided everyone in the chat isn't already subscribed. Virtual bar on Saturday night. All right, I like it. Before I forget, speaking of subs, we do have some Patreon subscribers in the chat. We were all sitting around, and one night a guy was talking about Bitcoin and how the charts work so well. Was it Torah Podal? So yeah, if that's a channel that you've got, JP, feel free to mention the name of it, and we'll get a link put up. So, folks, there are 4 people left in the Sugar Kitty with the link. Thank you. That's awesome. I will go check that out. So there are 4 people left that have not won a sample pack yet. So those 4 people will be in the drawing tonight. You can be in the drawing too if you want for a $5 super chat. Tonight's drawing is BAM. This is the Elijah Craig Ryder Cup series. That's Elijah Craig small batch finished with toasted sugar maple and applewood staves. I gave this a glowing review. And then I did another video where I compared this against regular small batch just to see if I oversold this one a little bit. That video comes out tomorrow. If you're a Patreon member, it's already posted on Patreon because you get the videos a day early. And then, bam, this is a Heaven's Door store pick from the Buffalo Liquor Store. Cast strength, 119 proof, 2 ounces of each one of these. And then, bam, Jim Turner in the house. Jim Turner in the Patreon drawing tonight. The Maker's Mark, the Lost Recipe edition, number 2. So kind of a killer sample pack tonight. You got the Ryder Cup, you got the Lost Recipe, and the store pick from Buffalo Wine and Spirits of the Heaven's Door here. So sample pack, 2 ounces of each of those bad boys. Let me get these out of the way. Let me set them over here. We'll display them like it's the freaking Home Shopping Network or something. But if you call now, you can have a 2-ounce sample pack. All right, so these are both really good. There is some nuance between them, though. Now that, again, I've gone back to this one, some of those traditional rye notes are coming out a little bit more. So, folks, let me get your opinion on something. My Costco finally had something worth getting, the Maker's Mark Lost Recipe 2. Dave, have you had it yet? And if so, let me know if you liked it. Because that was another one where I didn't even know that was coming out. I mean, I assumed there was going to be more coming out because it said edition 1 on the first one. And then I looked all over YouTube. I found one review of it. So I don't know if it's out all over the place yet or what the deal is. But I absolutely loved it. I thought it was great. I did get a comment. Somebody had said that they didn't like it as much as the other one. There's definitely a difference between the 2 Lost Recipes. And I'm a fan of both of them. I have a free Vizio Blu-ray player for free to anyone that wants to give up their spot on the winner's wheel. Giving away the Blu-ray player. What else was I going to say? I lost my train of thought now. Son of a bitch. Ryan Frank, if you're trying to get rid of your Blu-ray player, I can raffle it off in a live stream. Like somebody's going to win a Blu-ray player, and I'll package it up and send it to them. I would be willing to spend the $15 on shipping to do something that stupid. Oh, I know what I was going to ask you guys. So at some point here, the long, slow, grueling slog to 5,000 subscribers will be over, and we'll finally get there. And I haven't really done any sort of like live stream celebration for like milestones of hitting like certain amounts of subscribers, but I think I'll do one for the 5,000 because that's kind of been a goal of mine. And especially since just, you know, the Whiskey Tube is just up and down. We talk about this a lot with the Whiskey 6 group and stuff about how like it's definitely ebbing and flowing, and it's kind of weird. Like some days you just be riding the wave and your videos are getting good views and you're getting, you know, regular subs, and then some days it just like feels like nothing's happening with it. And so finally getting to that 5,000 mark, by the way, we're doing the blend here, will be something that maybe I'll do like a Friday night live stream and give some samples away, and maybe like a bottle. Maybe I'll go snag another bottle of this Lost Recipe and do like a bottle giveaway or something. I don't know. What do you guys think? Would you participate in that? And you could win a DVD player with whatever the last DVD Ryan Frank was watching, a Blu-ray player. I knew Ebb and Flow in high school. They were a class couple. Sugar Kitty. I need to get, I'm not on the right page here. There we go. Sugar Kitty with the jokes. All right, let's get into the blend. Cheers. You know, that's one of the better blends I've had in a while. And I know it seems like it would be obvious since they're both Michter's barrel strengths, but that doesn't always happen. I've been finding lately some of my blends have just been like, so in the video that comes out tomorrow, it's this versus regular small batch to see if I oversold this to my audience. Even blending those two together, it almost kind of fell flat. It's weird. Dave Renstrom, maybe some of us can send you samples for you to work through on the 5K stream. Yeah, that'd be cool. Wolfie, what's happening? Haven't seen Wolfie in a while. Any chance Greg makes an appearance on the 5,000? Possibly. We'll see. Old Pirate Bourbon in the house. Cheers, friends and community. With the, the pirate. Yeah. All right, so yeah, this was good. This was a good blend. I dig it. Let me get a little water here. Yeah, I haven't talked to Greg in a minute. I saw him the other day, but I didn't get a chance to talk to him because he lives across the street from me, so I do see him. But it's kind of funny, like, it's funny in Minnesota, like in the wintertime, like we never see our neighbors because nobody's out doing anything unless you're blowing out the driveway. It's the only time anybody sees anybody. But this summer, it's been like I haven't seen as many people this summer. I think everyone's been busy out doing stuff and just paths haven't crossed at the same time. Pastafari. I don't know what that means. All right. Let's get into another sample here. Please hold. Talk amongst yourselves. I need to grab a sample bottle from over here. Okay, so this one is from Brian and Deb over at Buffalo Bourbon Enthusiasts. I haven't opened this one yet, and I had mentioned to them that I haven't really had much from Copper and Cask. We don't get their products here in Minnesota, and so they were kind enough to send some samples over, and some of these are picks, and I never know how to approach doing Pastafari and Believer in the Flying Spaghetti. Oh, okay, gotcha. I know what you're talking about. Anyway, I never know how to approach doing picks because it's weird. Like, I'll review, like, Evan Williams' single barrel, you know? And that's just a single barrel, like a pick is a single barrel. But I also never really know. It's like, okay, I'm reviewing a bourbon that nobody can get their hands on, especially if it's, like, finished in something weird. This is finished in stout barrels. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I review those? Even though, you know, it's a pick, so it's kind of local and to a certain area. I will say that the last bottle so I won a bottle on Bourbon School's Patreon, so go check them out. And it's a Starlight pick finished in great brandy barrels. And I thought that was interesting enough that I gave it a review, so I have filmed that. And I really just gave that a review as a review of what does bourbon finished in brandy, great brandy barrels taste like, in case you ever come across one. Picked up a Copper and Cask 6-year wheated bourbon today. Nice. Haskell's in Minnetonka has a couple of Copper and Cask. Oh, really? I grabbed the WS06, very good 8-year double oak. I had I don't think I've ever seen... Dave, is that new to Minnesota? I've never seen a Copper and Cask in Minnesota. Haskell's in Minnetonka is a great store. Haskell's overall. Big fan of Copper and Cask, 7 to 8 different bottles. Okay, so this one is, it says Copper and Cask straight. Oh, it's a rye. I thought that smelled a little different. I thought this was bourbon. I was like, something different about this. Finished in Strange Birds Stout. Market View Picks, 6-year, 119.8 proof. Banger. First ones he's ever seen in Minnesota, too. Okay, that must be new. Copper and Cask, all unique bottles. Need to look into each one, similar to Doc Swinson. Okay, that's kind of, Sugar Kitty, what I was gleaning from this, because they sent me a few different things from Copper and Cask, and they're all different, like, interesting things. Yeah, like you said, you know, just like Doc Swinson's. Another brand that just came to Minnesota that I'm super excited to get my hands on is Good Times. It's a little expensive, but they do finishing in, like, multitudes of weird casks to apparently, like, come up with different flavor profiles that are like, they've got ones that are like, I don't know, like strawberries and cream, for example, or something, or they've got just weird names for their whiskeys that are finished in these different casks to try to give them these different crazy flavor profiles. They're supposed to be really good. Man, this is a unique... I said this smelled different. This smells different even for a rye. Every bit of that 119 proof is on the nose. I'm getting a nice little ethanol punch here. Excuse me. Sorry, I didn't mean to cough right into the microphone. Some rye spice. Interestingly enough, this is coming across as like spicy and bright with a little hint of pink bubblegum behind it. Haskell's has 2 Good Times of bourbon and rye, way too overpriced, 130. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Some of these are getting... I think more brands should take a cue from Doc Swinson's. They source their whiskey from MGP, but they do their own cool finishings with it, and they put it out usually at cask strength is, you know, $80. Like, let's get more of that going. SLL, which one is that? SLL. As soon as you tell me, Dave, I'm going to feel like an idiot. Oh, South Lake Liquor? Is that it? Wait, is that right? South Lindale. Lake and Lindale, you know, close enough. I've actually never been to South Lindale Liquors before. All right, let's get into the palate on this. This has got a burn to it on the nose. Doc Swinson is not just MGP. There are ones they blend and ones they finish. The finish is generally MGP, but the blends are all different. Oh, okay. Interesting. I think all the ones that I have are the finished ones that are the exploratory casks. Huge fan of Doc Swinson's finished stuff. Yeah, me too. I put out a video after that Things I'm Sick of in Bourbon video did really well. So I was like, okay, well, you know, I've been meaning to do more topics. Maybe I'll do like a things that I'm excited about in bourbon. It didn't do nearly as well, so people just want to hear what you hate about bourbon, apparently. And one of the things that I was excited about is like the continuing of experimenting with whiskey. I know some people are not into finished stuff, and they're kind of sick of it. But, you know, it's not like having more finished bourbons on the market takes away any bourbons on the market. I mean, you can still go buy all the non-finished stuff you like. I just think it's a really good avenue of exploring different ways to kind of do stuff with bourbon that maybe bends the rules but doesn't break them, I guess. This is a weird whiskey, by the way. Let me get another sip of this. I think I would probably, if you gave this to me blind, I would think I might be able to guess that this is a rye. But it's definitely different. It's kind of odd. It's not bad. It's just there's notes in here that I just can't put my finger on. There's a different kind of oak note to it, and obviously it's finished in stout casks, but I'm getting kind of like almost a bit of cedar from it. Doc does well with both bourbon and rye. Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Peter White. I've got 2 finished bourbons and a finished rye from them. Yeah, this is kind of strange. That's good, but I feel like that's almost like... I was kind of tempted to say something you have to be in the mood for, but no, it's just a little different. There's almost a bit of cedar and then like a little bit of chocolate on there. And maybe that's the stout influence. I don't know. But yeah. Copper and Cask has a good 7-year cigar blend and a 20-year Canadian Hazmat cigar blend. Yeah, I know. Brian and Marie Ann got a hold of that 20-year Canadian Hazmat, I think. And I think they said it was excellent, if I remember correctly. All right, bear with me for just a second, folks. I'm going to get the Patreon drawing set up here real quick, which means I just have to go on here and get my screen booted up to share. All right. Please hold. Okay, so again, this is for the Patreon subscribers. See, I have 3 other Copper and Cask bottles, 2 of which are picks by... Oh, I lost it for a second there. I don't know what that is. Both are bangers. 8-year Florida Age MGP. One he picked with... And else. What is... Tateki? Well, I'm not familiar with that. Should I be familiar with that? Some hops have alpha terpineol, a piney note that might be similar to cedar. You know what, Sugar Kitty? That, now that you mentioned that, that could be it. It's not piney like, because I have had a couple of ryes that I get a strong pine note on, and I wasn't getting quite pine, but I know it was leaning into some sort of a different kind of wood. And so, yeah, I think you're probably right about that, Sugar Kitty. That's probably the part that's giving me that cedar sort of, different sort of vibe here. All right, folks, this is for the Patreon subscribers. Again, if you want to check out the Patreon, you can join for as little as $3, and you get added into all the drawings that I do until you win. And then once everybody has won, we'll go back to just doing, Wild West with the drawings. So, yes, the regular rye can have the same alpha terpineol. I love trying to read these strong words while I'm live on the air. Let's see. Hold on a second. What is Ryan Frank saying here? Ben, you need to celebrate the heck out of 5,000 subs, and the Blu-ray player will be on for me a 5K giveaway and an American $5 bill to represent 5,000, but less thereof. And I'll throw in $10 for shipping. We're giving away a Blu-ray player at the $5,000 subscriber mark. I think what I'll have to do with that is have anybody who wants to participate in a drawing give me their addresses before the drawing, before they know what they've won, so they can't just bail out on accepting the Blu-ray player. So that's how we're going to have to handle that. All right, let's get it to the stage, folks. If you want to be part of the drawings, hold on, now I've gone full screen here. You can join up over at Patreon. There's bonus content there. I've added a new show to Patreon called the comment section, where I go through, throw comments on the screen, read the comments from the past couple weeks. I am filming the next episode immediately when I end this live stream. So the next episode will come out, I don't know, either tomorrow a regular video comes out, so I'll probably wait until Friday to post that one just to keep, kind of a steady stream of content. But there's bonus content, behind the scenes content, the new comment section show. So if you're interested, go check that out. All right, let's shuffle these bad boys up. Look at that. They almost ended up back in order. That's so funny. Okay. Well, Jim Turner has more names on the list, so I don't know how to make this any more fair. So let's get into it, folks. Why does this wheel of names add blank spaces? Okay, let's try this again. There's still one blank space. Watch it land on that. Look at that! Dave Renstrom for the win. Look at that, folks. You can totally win. Dave had his name on there one time. Everybody else had 2 and 3. And look at that. Dave coming slamming home with the win. Congratulations, Dave. That is going to be a 2-ounce sample of the Elijah Craig Ryder Cup, a 2-ounce sample of this Heaven's Door store pick from Buffalo Wine and Spirits, and a 2-ounce sample of the Maker's Mark Lost Recipe. Addition to, if you already have any of these, Dave, just send me a message, and I'll replace it with something else. But yeah, that's awesome, Dave. Dave, non-bike riding Dave Vogel saying, congratulations and rigged. If you guys don't watch the Bakers over on Baker Drinks, you should. Bobby is in the house. What's happening, brother? Whenever they do, it's so funny. Whenever they do a drawing on there, everybody always just comments rigged. So anyway, Dave Renstrom, if you're still in the chat, which I'm assuming you are because I was just talking to you 2 seconds ago, shoot me an email at thebourbonnote@gmail.com. Oh, there he is. There's Dave. Okay, Dave, shoot me an email at thebourbonnote@gmail.com with your address. I will get these sent out this week. So, and he says, don't have any of those, so that's awesome. You can, I mean, I don't know, this is hard to find, and I've only seen it once in Minnesota. It's $115 at Total Wine. Don't buy it for that much. But this one, Costco, it's available. You can try before you buy. So, folks, all right, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I know I'm about 10 minutes early, but I want to film that episode for Patreon, so there's bonus content coming out on Friday on Patreon. Chris Jenkins. Go subscribe to Chris Jenkins, Below Average Bourbon. Subscribe to Bad Axe Bourbon, Bourbon School. Who else did we have in the chat? Myron at Bourbon Drop was in the chat. Go subscribe over there. And then we had JP. Let me go back up here. Damn it, where's JP? JP Lawns and More. And Sugar Kitty threw the link up for that. He's got a virtual pub on Saturday night, so go check that out. I'll email you tonight after dinner. All right, sounds good, Dave. And if you forget, I'll just harass you over on Patreon. I'll shoot you a message. So, all right, folks, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Oh, and by the way, for the new Patreon subscribers, the next couple videos that'll come out are already edited, so your names won't be added to the end credits yet. But I will get that changed, and then when I edit the next couple videos, when I get into editing the ones that are already done, I will get the new Patreon list with you guys. And thank you so much for joining up with the Patreon. I'm looking forward to adding this new content there because I'm having fun doing this comment section thing. So that's okay. That's a new thing, but yeah, adding some more bonus content there as well. So cheers, everybody. Go check out the Whiskey 6 tomorrow night at the Whiskey 6. Go search that. That's me, Bad Axe Bourbon, Bourbon Drop, Bourbon School, and Whiskey Wars / Mash and Metal. And so we've got Old Humble Distilling on tomorrow night along with Rick from the DRC. It's the 9/11 show. It might go off the rails. So anyway, cheers, everybody. Check out my comparison tomorrow of the Elijah Craig Ryder Cup versus regular Elijah Craig small batch. And we will see you on the next one.